For the believer, let's start right here. If salvation brings redemption, if that's what salvation means, that it's something that brings redemption, then apparently there is something that you and I need redemption from. Okay, let's start there. There has to be something that we need saving from if we consider ourselves saved. Now, when you ask people, are you saved? Most of the time they don't understand what it is that they have been saved from. So let's answer that. And if we just say, well, because most people would answer, you say, hey, what are you saved from? They would say, well, I'm saved from hell. Okay, but beloved, hell is just a destination for all of those who have sinned and rejected Christ. So hell itself wouldn't be really necessarily a place to fear too much if it wasn't for sin. So maybe it is sin that we're being saved from, and we are. But even that wouldn't be that bad if there wasn't someone with the supreme authority to enforce the law, you see. In other words, when you drive down a street, and I hope you don't do this too much, but when you drive down a street and you see a speed limit sign that says 55 miles per hour, has anyone ever looked back in the rearview mirror if you were speeding and saw that sign uproot itself and chase your car down and issue you a ticket? No, you haven't. That sign has no authority to run you down. It has no power to run you down and to chase it, even though you just sinned against it. But if there is a police officer present who has the authority and power to come after you, then there's a problem. Likewise, beloved, when we say that we are being saved, what we are literally being saved from is God Himself, the holy, the just, and righteous wrath of God upon sin. The good news in the gospel is that God is a loving and gracious and merciful God, your Father, your Creator, who loves you so dearly. He took that wrath, His own holy, just, and righteous wrath upon Himself in the person of Christ Jesus on the cross. Jesus, in big fancy terms, penal substitution. That means that Jesus was the substitute for your and mine penalty. He took the penalty so we didn't have to. That's why we call the gospel good news. That's literally what the term gospel means. Good news. If you only preach that people are going to hell for this and that and never tell them how not to go to hell, there's no good news in your gospel. The good news in our gospel is Jesus was the substitute for our penalty.